From the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum in Jackson, Mississippi, the Southern State Showcase is just about to start. Get your pens and pencils out. It's time to fill out your brackets. The showcase starts right now.
The Southern State Showcase on Sports South.
From the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame Museum in Jackson, Mississippi, the Southern State Showcase is underway. John Nelson here, Nicole Morocco on assignment. She'll be with us in a bit. Time to get your pens and pencils out to figure out who you think's going to make it to the championships when it comes to the men's and women's basketball tournaments in the NAI. Let's start off with the men's bracket.
Let's take a look at the men's bracket as everyone's heading to Kansas City. Action starts on Wednesday, and the top of the ladder has the top team. Number 1 ranked undefeated Columbia at 33-0, brought home the American Midwest Conference Tournament Championship. The Cougars are the only team in the NAI and NCAA levels of men's hoops to have a perfect record. Columbia is one of 11 programs to be making their 10th or better trip with its 17th overall. They get Oklahoma City in round 1, and look at the next matchup down there. TJ Rosine and the 16 seed overall Emmanuel coming in at 28-4. They have to get past Hope International, one of the at-large teams, coming in at 25-7 in their first matchup of the year and their first appearance in the NAIA tournament. Bottom half of the bracket, 9 seed Evangel out of Missouri coming in at 25-6, taking on Montana State Northern. LSU Shreveport at 24-6, taking on Mid-South Conference representative Pikeville. Second bracket, starting off with the 5 seed overall, Lewis and Clark State out of Idaho, 26-5, taking on Culver Stockton in round 1. And then your second story, defending national champion Concordia, sneaking into the field by winning the Golden State Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. They were out of the coaches' top 25 for 7 straight weeks. Eagles win their final 6 games of the regular season to get the automatic berth, and see who they get. 12 overall seed William Carey coming in at 25-5. William Carey was the runner-up in the Southern States Athletic Conference Tournament, finishing once again 25-5, making their 8th appearance in the tournament, but their first since 1989. The squad's 1-7 overall in the NAIA tournament. We caught up with head coach Steve Knight, who had a really long weekend in Montgomery, but it says a lot about the SSAC.
Well, obviously you want to keep winning. I think that we have teams in our conference that are capable of competing at the national level. How far we go, there's a lot of luck involved. There's, the good fortune of not having injuries and, making a shot here or there at the right time. That's all involved with winning a national championship.
Bottom half of that mini bracket is 13 seed overall Georgetown, Kentucky, also out of the Mid-South, and going up against St. Thomas of Texas at 28-5. And then, for those of you historians, Life University out of Georgia, 3-time NAIA champ, coming in at 19-12 after winning their conference tournament, plays 4 seed John Brown out of Arkansas, who comes in at 27-6. Bracket number 3 seed overall is Tommy Brown and Lee, coming in at 29-3. Their first round opponent, Voorhees out of South Carolina, who come in as an unaffiliated group tournament champ at 22-11. And the bottom half of that bracket is Philander Smith out of Arkansas, making their first appearance in the NAIA tournament in their school history at 25-7, taking on Montana Western at 22-9. Bottom half there, 11 seed Westmont at 25-7, taking on future SSAC school Martin Methodist, who come in to the tournament as well. Science and Arts of Oklahoma plays Segu, the 6th-ranked team out of Texas, at 29-4. Bracket number 4 starts off with 7 seed Cal State San Marcos coming in at 23-6. And Cal State San Marcos was one of the at-large teams, 4th-ranked at-large overall, making their first appearance in the NAIA tournament, taking on Mid-American Nazarene, who comes in at 24-9. Arizona Christian, another first-time appearance at 20-9, coming in playing the 10 seed overall in Oklahoma Baptist. Oklahoma Baptist has the longest resume in the NAIA at 24-7, making their 26th appearance overall this year as an at-large. Their career record in Kansas City, 58-22. Now, take a look at the next matchup in the bracket. 15 seed Xavier coming in at 24-7, taking on Faulkner. Faulkner, the SSAC tournament champ, coming in with a record of 28-5. We caught up with head coach Jim Sanderson about what it means to be heading to Kansas City.
It definitely feels good, you know, when you put in a lot of work and you're able to see something come from it. You know, a lot of times you put in the work and you don't know it's going to happen, and so just very, very thankful and blessed to be a part of this team and us to be able to get this championship and then move on to Kansas City.
Last matchup in the bracket, Rocky Mountain of Montana coming in at 21-12, taking on 2 seed overall Lindsey Wilson, who comes in at 29-4. Lindsey Wilson won the Mid-South Conference tournament. They make their 11th appearance in the NAIA tournament. Overall record, 6-10.
So that's a look at your men's bracket and how the Southern States falls into it. When we come back, we'll take a look at the women's bracket and see how the Southern States impacts the women's tournament. The showcase continues after this.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside. The desire still drives. The phrase student athlete has a great ring to it. Lasting friendships are ready to be made. You just want to keep playing. Game on. Learn more at naia.org.
Every Italian family has their own treasured recipes. And now at Carrabba's, we're serving up 2 family favorites on one plate. Like our wood-grilled sirloin, topped with handmade marsala sauce and served alongside our signature chicken brine ravioli. Or enjoy fresh ingredients and layers of flavor, all grilled over a wood fire with our Pollo Rosa Maria and chicken involtini. Some of our best recipes are together at last, but only for a short time. So find your favorite tonight and come home to Carrabba's.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
I had a dream, a beautiful dream. I couldn't believe how real it seemed. Up on stage, in a field of green, on the winding river, and a song you'll sing. When I wake up, I'll see you here in Montgomery, where dreams come true.
Welcome back to the Mississippi Sports Hall of Fame and Museum here in Jackson, Mississippi. The first block, you saw how the men's tournament could shake out. Let's take a look at the women and their quest for a title.
All roads lead to Frankfort, Kentucky for the 2013 Women's Basketball National Championship. Top bracket, top seed overall. Number 1, Freed Hardeman coming in at 31-1. The Lady Lions making their 17th trip to the national championship. They get West Virginia Tech, who won the unaffiliated group tournament championship with a record of 17-13. Your 4-5 matchup, the 5th seed Wiley, Texas, coming in at 29-3. Wiley won the Red River Athletic Conference tournament. Campbellsville out of Kentucky coming in at 24-9. They were the runner-up in the Mid-South. 3-6, Mid-American Nazarene coming in at 30-2. They were the tournament champ out of the Heart of America Athletic Conference, and they take on William Woods out of Missouri, the 6th seed, and at-large coming in at 25-6. Bottom of this bracket involves the Southern States. The 2 seed, Vanguard out of California, the champs in 2008, come in at 23-3 after winning the Golden State Athletic Conference. And Southern Poly is your 7 seed at 25-5. Now, Southern Poly was the runner-up in the Southern States Athletic Conference tournament, and coming in, their 3rd appearance all time. Their last was in 2011. They're only known to go 6 deep on their roster, sometimes maybe 7 or 8. We caught up with Southern Poly and the Lady Hornets to find out what it means to be such a gritty bunch heading to Frankfort.
You know, overall, our team has played really, extremely hard all year long. And just to come up short in the championship is, you know, of course, it's a tough situation to be, but to actually have a chance to go to the national tournament is always a positive at the end of the year, because a lot of teams they don't have another chance to play and they're going home. So we're blessed to be in a situation that we can continue to move forward.
Bracket number 2 starts off with a 2-7 matchup. Westminster of Utah, 27-3, winners of the Frontier Conference tournament, taking on St. Catherine out of Kentucky. Second bracket, we talked about in the men's how the irony was that Faulkner played Xavier, and there's your matchup. Faulkner coming in as the 6th seed at 25-6, making their first appearance ever for Reed Sutton and the Eagles, playing 3 seed Xavier coming in at 24-5. Xavier an at-large with their 17th appearance overall, but overall record a disappointing 7-16 for Xavier as the 3 seed. The West Division champ Faulkner getting their hands full with their first matchup. The 4-5, Rogers State of Oklahoma coming in at 23-9 as an at-large. They play Our Lady of the Lake out of Texas coming in at 30-3, the 5 seed. Cumberland's out of Kentucky getting the 14th at-large bid, playing number 1 Westmont in this little mini bracket. Westmont, the 2nd at-large team overall. Bracket number 3, Lubbock Christian out of Texas coming in at 29-3, winners of the Sooner Athletic Conference tournament, taking on Southern University of New Orleans, the 8th seed, who come in at 20-4. Your 5-4 is Lyon out of Arkansas, the American Midwest Conference regular season co-champ at 28-4, taking on Georgetown, Kentucky, the 4 seed. 3-6 matchup, Benedictine out of Kansas at 27-5, taking on Bethel of Tennessee, future SSAC member, coming in at 21-10. Bethel getting the at-large number 9, making their 4th appearance in the tournament, their last in 2011. And there it is, bottom of the bracket, Coastal Georgia, 2nd season in the NAIA, coming through as an at-large tournament. Congratulations to Betsy Harris and the Mariners as Coastal Georgia comes in as one of the at-larges at 24-8. First appearance ever, 2nd season overall, but they get Cumberland, Tennessee coming in at 30-2. Their 4th appearance overall. They were the Mid-South Conference tournament champ. Bracket number 4 starts off with Lee University. The Southern States Athletic Conference tournament champ comes in at 30-2, making their 10th appearance in the NAIA tournament, getting a lot of balance across the board. Only have 4 seniors on the roster, but with a lot of underclassmen like Jenna Adams and Holly German, they're getting a lot of impact from a lot of younger players. We caught up with Lee as they headed to Frankfort.
We're looking forward to it. I mean, this team's peaking at the right time, and I think, we just we'll wait and see who we play. We'll find out next Wednesday, and we'll just go up there and play. That's what this team has done, is improved from day one, and we're looking forward to seeing if we can improve next week.
Lee's first-round opponent, LSU Shreveport, the 7 seed in that bracket, coming in at 25-5. They were an at-large, number 10. Carroll of Montana taking on the Masters out of California. That's your 6-3 matchup. Carroll coming in as an at-large at 20-9, making their 6th appearance, but their first since 2008. Masters coming in at 25-5. They were the 3rd at-large, and they haven't made an appearance since 2008 as well. Your 4-5 matchup, Columbia, Missouri, coming in at 27-6. They were the American Midwest Conference tournament champ, making their 10th appearance in the tournament, taking on Shawnee State of Ohio out of the Mid-South, the 5 seed there for Shawnee State. They were one of the at-larges as well, coming in at 23-9. And your last matchup, Central Methodist out of Missouri, the 8th seed at 25-7. They have a tall order in Oklahoma City, defending national champ, most decorated of the 32 squads, the Stars, who qualified as the number 1 at-large out of the Sooner Athletic Conference, making their 18th straight appearance and 3rd all-time with 54 victories in the event, trailing only former members Union of Tennessee and Southern Nazarene.
So that's a look at your women's bracket. You've seen the men's bracket. You've seen the women's bracket. Fill them out and let me know how you do on next week's show. The showcase continues after this.
Every Italian family has their own treasured recipes. And now at Carrabba's, we're serving up 2 family favorites on one plate. Like our wood-grilled sirloin, topped with handmade marsala sauce and served alongside our signature chicken brine ravioli. Or enjoy fresh ingredients and layers of flavor, all grilled over a wood fire with our Pollo Rosa Maria and chicken involtini. Some of our best recipes are together at last, but only for a short time. So find your favorite tonight and come home to Carrabba's.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
I had a dream, a beautiful dream. I couldn't believe how real it seemed. Up on stage, in a field of green, on the winding river, and a song you'll sing. When I wake up, I'll see you here in Montgomery, where dreams come true.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
Welcome back to the Southern State Showcase here in Jackson, Mississippi, outside of Smith Wills Stadium, the former home of the Jackson Mets, the Jackson Generals, and now the home of the Belhaven Blazers and Hilt Denson here in town. Let's wrap up our basketball coverage with focus on one more story. And let's go to Cleveland, Georgia, where if you paid attention to the scoring numbers this season in the NAIA, there was one athlete who was always on top.
So how does someone get from a Tampa junior college to Cleveland, Georgia? We'll let AD tell you.
Well, I already had a friend that was here last year that I played AAU ball with. He kind of, told me about the whole situation about coming here because I kind of had no other options. I had bad grades. Other schools kind of turned me down. Like, this is like the only school I had left. Believed in me. The coach, worked through all my problems and everything, got me here. So
I knew he was special. We brought him in, and he had good stats. I knew the junior college conference down there. I coached down there several years, so I knew his stats were impressive, the things he'd done down there. We brought him up, he was out of shape, and sometimes that's tough to, he'd been out a year. Sometimes evaluating is tough to be able to project a player, but he just, even out of shape, he was just a different level athlete. I had the things that we were looking for, just the length, the athleticism that we wanted in our scoring guard, so that was kind of the start. I felt like from the beginning I knew we had something special.
I was very excited. We actually played against each other at junior college, and we kind of went at it, and it was very competitive, so I knew I was coming to something great.
And to say it was a culture shock is a bit of an understatement.
It's a complete 180 culture shock. Like, the people, first of all, there's not really many people here. I'm not used to that. Like, the people are so nice here. Like, I've told my coach, like, people in, everywhere you walk, like the people here like want to stop you and get your life story and tell you theirs. So I kind of wasn't used to, I'm used to people being rude to me, walking past me, not even saying hey when they walk past. So.
But when you ask Coach Maudsley about it, the idea of being in a small town and not a big city is turning into a benefit for the players to grow as young men. He saw how being in Cleveland rubbed off on Dorsey, and as a result, how Dorsey rubbed off on the rest of the roster.
We've got a unique mission here. The guys that come here have to fit that Christian mission, and it's pretty strong. But the way I've always sold that is with these guys and where they're coming from, a lot of them, this is a distraction-free environment. I mean, I went to high school in Miami, and there's a lot to do down there. But I can tell you, there's a lot of trouble to get into. And I think for some of these guys, for him in particular, it was refreshing to get away from all that.
The numbers Dorsey put up his senior year were spellbinding. He led the country in scoring with 25.6 points per game. Rodney Milam of LSU Shreveport was second, almost 3 points behind. He cleared 30 points 8 times, topping out at a season high of 39 against Reinhardt. Only once did he not score in double digits, and he still led the country in total points. All this for a team that struggled through a 7-win season. It was even hard to guard Dorsey in practice, as he wanted to bring the entire team's level of competition up a few notches.
And it's tough, I mean, with him being, pretty much the best player in the nation, I think. It's tough to guard a guy like him who could just pretty much, score at will. And it's a very tough assignment. I know other teams have a tough problem with it too, and we deal with it every day in practice.
So here's one of the most loaded questions we've ever had here on the showcase. Should Dorsey be an All-American and give that kind of recognition to a small town nestled in the North Georgia mountains?
I think he absolutely should be first-team All-American. I've been a big proponent of this. Sometimes they'll say, well, not having a whole bunch of guys on your team like a Lee or the record and that kind of stuff. But at the flip side of that is everybody knows what he's going to do, and for him to be able to score those points at the percentage he has, he's had one game all year under double digits. It's just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely.
Reporting from Cleveland, Georgia, for the Southern States Showcase, I'm Scott Singer.
So good luck to AD and the rest of the TMC Bears. That's it for the C block. We come back for the D. We'll put a bow on yet another show from Jackson, Mississippi. But first, the Players of the Week.
The Players of the Week at the conference level for the week of March 4th are as follows. In men's basketball, the honor went to Faulkner Junior forward Cyril Sanjin. Sanjin played a big role in leading the Eagles to their first ever SSAC conference tournament title. Sanjin was named tournament MVP with 36 points, 16 boards, and 4 assists. In women's basketball, Lee University sophomore forward Jenna Adams gets the honor. Adams helped the Lady Flames to their 4th tournament title and was named tournament MVP. Adams averaged a double-double for the tournament, totaling 50 points, 35 boards, 5 blocks, 4 steals, and 2 assists. In men's tennis, it was Loyola University freshman Tehran Surratt. Surratt picked up a lone win for the Wolfpack against Mobile. Surratt played number 1 singles and won in straight sets 6-1, 6-1. With the win, he improved his singles record to 5-1 on the year. In women's tennis, it was William Carey University freshman Julia Angerman. Angerman helped the 7th-ranked Lady Crusaders upset top-ranked AUM. Angerman was the lone Crusader win in both singles and doubles matches. Angerman played number 4 singles and picked up the win 4-6, 7-5, 6-3, and in number 3 doubles, she won 8-1. In baseball, the honor went to University of Mobile sophomore infielder Braxton Hamill. Hamill was 8 of 16 for the week, while the Rams went a perfect 4-0. Hamill knocked in 5 RBI, scored 5 runs, accounted for nearly a third of the Rams' total offense. He also had a .750 slugging percentage with 1 double and 1 home run. The pitcher of the week was Belhaven University sophomore Chris Good. Good tossed a 7-inning shutout against nationally ranked Lee. Good allowed just 2 hits while striking out 6 and walking 1 en route to picking up a 1-0 victory. In softball, the honor went to Lee sophomore outfielder Dominique Hanna. Hanna picked up hits in all 6 of the Lady Flames wins. For the week, she was 12 of 21, tallied 4 doubles, 3 home runs, scored 7 runs, and knocked in an eye-catching 13 RBIs. The pitcher of the week was Lee University freshman Angie Hughes. Hughes went 3-0 in the week, tossing 3 complete games and 2 shutouts. In 21 innings of work, she struck out 39 and allowed just 8 hits, 4 walks, and 2 runs.
Every Italian family has their own treasured recipes. And now at Carrabba's, we're serving up 2 family favorites on one plate. Like our wood-grilled sirloin, topped with handmade marsala sauce and served alongside our signature chicken brine ravioli. Or enjoy fresh ingredients and layers of flavor, all grilled over a wood fire with our Pollo Rosa Maria and chicken involtini. Some of our best recipes are together at last, but only for a short time. So find your favorite tonight and come home to Carrabba's.
From Little League to the big leagues, Musco specializes in sports lighting around the world. Musco's light structure green sports lighting cuts operating costs in half with less energy use, cuts spill light by half, provides guaranteed constant light levels, and includes a 25-year warranty. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting. We make it happen.
How do students decide which college or university to attend? Of course, it's based on your reputation, but their first impression of your campus is so important. How do you make that first impression count? By making sure every detail is attended to, with manicured grounds, immaculate maintained buildings, and a welcoming feeling throughout campus. National Management Resources Corporation provides exceptional facilities management services. We make sure that first impression is picture perfect.
I had a dream, a beautiful dream. I couldn't believe how real it seemed. Up on stage, in the field of green, on the winding river, and a song you'll sing. When I wake up, I'll see you here in Montgomery, where dreams come true.
There's a look at your national rankings for your sports that are going on right now in the southern states. As always, great to see some yellow. That means the southern states is, as always, well represented. Time to put a bow on yet another show. We'd like to thank the folks here in Jackson, Mississippi for all their hospitality these last 2 weeks. For Nicole Morocco, I'm John Nelson saying play it safe, everybody. We'll see you next time.